Welcome back to the Perfect Season podcast. It's one of your co-hosts, Antonio, also in the description right there, with Payo. Long time no see, long time no talk. It's been a while up there since you've been up in Canada, but how's the off season holding up for you?
Doing good, man. No, thanks for having me on the channel. Appreciate you guys and what you guys are doing. Excited to see you guys picking up the old content a little bit more. And yeah, man, I'm excited to talk some draft with you.
Yeah, me too. I mean, this draft's been shaping up to be one of the best drafts I would arguably agree with.
It's honestly one of the most interesting top 10 draft like
Yeah,
that top
the
10 picks.
yeah.
So curious what happens with it.
It's curious as to what goes one, what goes two, because now Carolina's got one. Is it Young or Stroud, or do they take a gamble and shock the world and take Richardson, which, my opinion, is not draft day ready.
Well,
Not even NFL ready.
you even think that, so like you have that one storyline alone, but like no one knows like what are the Cardinals gonna do? Like
I've
at
been
three,
hearing Cardinals might trade three.
like are they gonna trade it? And then like the
What
Colts, like
Indy's
if
in a tough position because they basically get leftovers.
right, totally right. But then you have like Anderson, that's like a can't miss prospect, and yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy,
I mean Jalen Carter was a projected top five, and then
right?
you hear all these arrest rumors and all these rumors, and you don't know what's going to happen.
It's crazy. But
It's
I'm excited to get into it.
yeah,
So I have here the let me just bring that up, the big board.
yeah. Does it have the players also?
Yeah, I have to start the draft. Yeah.
All right, all right.
All right. So here we go. We are. Oh, we're gonna go fast. So we're doing the first round.
Just the first round, you know.
Yeah. I'm gonna name the mock draft perfect best mock ever.
All right.
Enter the draft room. All right. So start.
I'll let you start off with number one.
Okay. The Carolina Panthers. I as much as we hear about Anthony Richardson, I kind of just don't think the Panthers are gearing up to do that. Some of the moves they've made, with getting like Thielen and stuff like that, I really think they're looking for a day one starter.
Yeah.
And I have to be honest, between Bryce Young and CJ Stroud, I think they're going to go CJ Stroud, personally.
I've been hearing a lot of back and forth.
It's same, yeah.
You've seen Stroud and Young, but I'm gonna think opposite. I'm gonna say they go Bryce Young.
Okay.
I mean, I think Bryce Young's gonna be QB1 in Carolina day one.
Okay. Well, we'll have to agree and disagree, and not sleep over it tonight. But because you did say I get the first pick,
you do get the first pick. I'll say that.
Yeah.
You do get the first pick. So
drafted.
All right. So now that leaves me with two in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
I've been hearing rumors like saying, oh, maybe they're going to take an edge rusher. Maybe they're going to take receiver, trade the pick. But honestly, it's clear as day they're going to take Bryce Young. Whoever Carolina takes is going to be Houston's second fallings, basically, if that makes sense. That makes sense.
No, total sense. So, bam, drafted. All right, now the Cardinals.
Now, this is one of those interesting picks, I would like to say, because who knows what the Cardinals are going to do at 3. I mean, don't know if we can trade in this draft, but I mean, if we can't trade, then I think Arizona takes Will Anderson here.
See, here's my thing is I definitely think they're someone that can trade a lot for sure, but I don't think they want to give up Will Anderson, right?
No.
Like
if Will Anderson's there, I think they're going to take Will Anderson.
Totally. Like, but here's the thing: I think they only trade back if they're trading back to like 5 or 6, maybe 7,
even 7. Like,
yeah. Just because they still want a shot at that blue chip player, but picking up extra draft capital would be a good move for them. So I think for this intents and purposes, we'll have them select Will Anderson here.
I'll be okay with that.
Drafted and drafting him number 3 overall, like that's not a bad decision for the Cardinals.
Yeah. I mean, and now you go to 4 with Indy, and that you have Richardson, you have Will Levis, you have all these other prospects. You know, they could take offensive line, build up. You know, they could take anybody.
Yeah.
And you know, I like to risk it here. I know it probably won't happen. Call me crazy. I'm gonna say they take Paris Johnson. They shocked the world.
You're crazy. I'm calling you crazy.
Yeah, I get that a lot, but I think they take Paris Johnson and they pass on Levis or Anthony Richardson.
Okay.
As Rosarians would always say, no risk it, no biscuit.
You know what? That's fair, and I do think that like the Colts just seem so much like they're ready for a young quarterback, but if they don't like Richardson or Levis, yeah, like I think you're probably right. So, yeah. But you know what? It's your pick, so we're going.
I mean, I just don't think comparing it from Richardson and Levis. I've been hearing Richardson. He had a good pro day, yes, but he has a strong arm. And you know who I compare him to? Guess who else had a strong arm at their pro day? Zach Wilson.
Yep.
Anthony Richardson is probably going to be the next Zach Wilson.
Oh, that's a big statement this early in the draft.
I mean, I was at the USF game, and he did not prepare well for USF at all, who was the bottom tier team in the division of the AAC, and USF almost beat Florida. But so I think I'm saying Indy takes Paris Johnson Jr.
All right, you know what? Drafted, bam.
I think they take a little risk.
Seattle at 5 here is another really interesting team. They just locked up Geno Smith for at least another year, maybe 2. You know what? Maybe there's someone that takes Levis or Richardson here.
That's what I've been hearing. Like, I've been hearing of Richardson or Levis or trading back.
Yeah, I think they're a very likely candidate for trading back, and I do think that Tyrone Wilson is definitely
he's a name that's been like underrated, not talked about a lot. So yeah. I think
I do think if Richardson falls to them at 5, I think they take him. Yeah, drafted.
I'll agree with that. I mean, have him learn behind Geno Smith.
Yep. Ooh, the Lions with
this is one of those interesting picks. Yeah. This is one of the interesting picks I would like to say because I don't see the Lions going quarterback.
Yeah.
But I see maybe a position player, or maybe, you know, this is when I think they take, I think maybe this is where Jalen Carter falls. Maybe Jalen Carter falls to Detroit. I mean, it's a risk pick, but I think Jalen Carter still goes top 10.
Okay.
But I think he falls to Detroit.
What about, like, I do think Detroit has to go on the defensive side of the ball there.
But also, it's between Jalen Carter and Christian Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Gonzalez, they need cornerback help, and I know they have a somewhatly good secondary, but you know, if Gonzalez or Carter's there, I'm actually going to change my pick to Christian Gonzalez.
I was going to say I think Christian Gonzalez is the clear-cut pick for them. I just think that their defense is so close to being a competitive defense again, and so I think that this is
I have the Lions. This is my hot take. I got the Lions winning the division.
You know what? It's crazy. We live in a world where I actually don't think that's hot of a take.
Look at that division. Look at Green Bay. Green Bay's falling apart.
Yep.
Green Bay's falling apart. Minnesota, if they can make it out of the first round, and then you got Chicago, lowly Chicago.
Yep. No, absolutely. So with the Raiders here,
my second favorite team.
Yeah, well, the glorious mess that is the
God,
Raiders.
the new Las Vegas Patriots.
Yeah, honestly though, I think this is the Jalen Carter pick.
It's a Vegas pick. It's a Vegas.
That's like the Raiders.
Vegas. The Raiders are taking. I mean, not trying to be that person, but Henry Ruggs and Damon Arnett.
Yeah, but
And
okay, like let's take the off the field stuff out of it.
off the field issues, yes.
No,
Off
like
the field issues, like
Jalen Carter
is a
with
great
Max
player.
Crosby.
That would be an insane defensive line,
right? I think. Are you cool with
yeah, I'm good with Jalen Carter.
All right, bam, drafted.
Now, this is another interesting pick. My best friend's a Falcons fan, and if he's watching this, if you fall with if you fall Tyree Wilson or Devin Witherspoon, or I mean, I know QB's one of the needs they need. You have Desmond Ridder, and you also did sign Taylor Heineke. There is a lot of good players available, but like I think the main need, if in that NFC South, you're gonna need defensive line or edge. So I'm going Tyree Wilson.
Yeah,
I'm saying Tyree Wilson falls to them. Like I would love to take a receiver or running back, but just looking at the draft and these players where they're at, Tyree Wilson's that pick.
Totally agree. Okay, the Bears here, I think they gotta go O-line.
Yeah, build around Justin Fields. Build around Fields, because if anything, Fields, I mean, he needs protection.
Yeah,
and the only O-line that's available is Peter Skorinski out of Northwestern. I mean, that's also the suggested pick, but you got if he's there, you got to take him.
Drafted.
All right, now Philly. Ooh. This is another
tough one.
I mean, yes, it's a tough one, but I think you go cornerback here, and you take Devin Witherspoon.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the pick.
Okay, I agree with you, but I want to just push back a little bit here.
Oh boy!
If you're the Eagles, and like if
you're the Eagles, and we could trade in this, you'd be getting calls about this pick.
Totally. But if you're the Eagles, and really like you did lose some talent this year,
yeah.
I could see a situation where getting I don't think Robinson out of Texas gets drafted.
I don't think Robinson, he's first round, but not.
No, but here's my thing. If there was a team that was going to draft him, I think it's Philly. Maybe not here at 10, but if he's there at 30.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway,
if he's there at 30, then be my guest. Be my guest and take him. But I think right now the pick is Devin Witherspoon.
Yeah. All right. Bam. Drafted. All right. 11.
Now Tennessee is.
Ooh, Tennessee. Okay. Well,
it's a tough one.
They need wide receiver help bad.
They need everything.
They
need everything. That's all I'm saying.
I see, but here's the thing. I know I've heard Will Levis to Tennessee time and time again.
But here's my thing. Do you see what Malik Willis has for this season coming up?
No.
So you're one and done out with Malik Willis.
No, oh sorry. No, I didn't understand your question.
Oh.
No, I don't think that. Like I think you have Tannehill and you have Malik Willis still. So that's why I thought
Tannehill retired.
Oh, he retired?
I think. I could be wrong.
What? I did not hear that. Let me hear this. Ryan Tannehill.
Let me let my dog out of my room real quick, and then I'll be right back.
Okay, yeah, no, hold on. Did Ryan Tannehill retire?
It was either.
No, he didn't retire.
I was reading something. I thought he retired, but no. I mean, he's getting up there in age, so I don't see him being there in the league that long.
He's only 33 years old.
I mean, that's true, but not everyone can be the next Tom Brady.
No, okay.
Played at 45.
But Tom Brady, like that, 33 is not drastically old for a quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think Ryan Tannehill is going to retire this year. No, he's still there.
He could sign. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's still got money to be made.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think between Tannehill being there and Malik Willis having year 2, I don't think that they take Will Levis here.
Yeah. So you're going Jackson Smith and Nick Jigba?
I am. And good job pronouncing his last name because I always mess up for that.
That's fine. I mean,
all right, Texans with your second pick. You just got Bryce Young.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're not taking QB, but
yeah,
going to the defensive side. I know it's a little further down, but I'm gonna say they go secondary, and they go with Joey Porter Jr. out of Penn State.
Yep. No,
I was gonna say if there was a receiver, they're gonna risk it with a receiver, but
I do think there's an argument for one of these edge rushers here.
Oh, yeah, I 100% agree with that. I agree with that 100%, but you could also go look secondary, and their secondary last year was one of the worst in the leagues.
Yeah. I agree. I think you have a conversation, but Joey Porter Jr. drafted.
And Joey Porter, he's a good secondary cornerback.
Okay. This is an interesting one. Hear me out.
Oh boy,
you're the Jets. You haven't been able to trade for Aaron Rodgers yet.
I think Rodgers officially gets traded to the Jets draft day.
Okay.
I think either that or he gets traded the day before. Shakes things up.
If you think Will Levis gives you a better chance than Zach Wilson,
Will Levis in New York?
I don't know, man.
I mean, I'll say no risk it, no biscuit. I'll take Levis in New York.
You're thinking Levis to the Jets.
If he's there and it's at 13 and the Jets don't have Rodgers by then.
I think it's either Levis or one of these pass rushers that it's crazy they've fallen this far.
Yeah. I mean, seeing about all the pass rushers because Tampa's projected to take either secondary or pass rush. Mm-hmm. I've been thinking if Levis is there, he's going to New York.
Okay. You know what? I agree with you. Let's be drafted.
Yeah. Now the Patriots,
ooh.
This is another one of those. It's another one of those teams. What are you doing with quarterback? Mac Jones or Bailey Zappi or what?
I'm going to say here. I think
you dig deep into the draft board of later first round picks.
I don't think it's crazy for the Patriots to go either safety or corner here.
I've been hearing possibilities as Zay Flowers.
Yeah, wide receiver, Boston College.
This is going to be it's an interesting pick. I'll 100% agree with you on this.
Honestly, from here on out, there's lots of reasons to keep scrolling down this page.
Oh here. Yeah, I 100% agree. Me being a Clemson fan, I'd love to see all the Clemson players go in the first round.
Okay,
but right now, I think the pick. If the pick's there and they need either offensive tackle or wide receiver, I think I would say Quentin Johnson's the guy.
All right. Bam, drafted. All right, Green Bay Packers.
Is it your pick or my pick?
I think it's back to my pick here.
Okay.
I think Green Bay will be so happy if either or any three of these edge rushers
are crazy. What about the tight end out of Notre Dame?
Yep. Michael Mayer's there. You know what? I still think I think Green Bay is gonna go to be more of a defense, heavy team to keep them in games. I'm gonna say they actually take Miles Murphy here over.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, bam, drafted. All right, Washington Commanders.
This is another one of those interesting. It's an interesting team to see what happens.
Yeah.
the Commanders are one of those iffy teams where it's like, if it's a draft like this right now, I feel like they're gonna trade back. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna go risky here. I'm gonna go risky. I'm thinking if Robinson's there, they're gonna take Bijan Robinson.
I just can't see that because of Brian Robinson being there, and they still have Antonio Gibson on
Or
the roster.
either Bijan or Lucas Van Ness. Either one of those two, because Iowa produces great defensive linemen / edge rushers. So I could either see either one, or even Nolan Smith is it's a great pick.
Yeah, I
Or
honestly,
even Broderick Jones.
I like Washington has an underrated offense.
Yeah.
I think getting someone to pair with Chase Young like Lucas Van Ness would be a huge win for them.
I'm gonna agree with you saying Lucas Van Ness then.
Okay, you're okay if we do this?
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
Drafted. All right.
now on to Pittsburgh.
Indeed. And I'm about to sneeze at any moment here, so I'm gonna let you talk about this pick.
All right, so Pittsburgh's one of those iffy teams where it's like you have Kenny Pickett, but you also have some wide receiver. I don't know their offense that well, but Pittsburgh's one of those iffy teams where you could go either side of the ball.
Yeah.
You can go either side of the ball, but also you're not going to take running back because you just drafted the running back out of Alabama.
What?
They drafted which running back did they draft?
Why am I blanking? He was so good.
I'm blanking too. It was. I'm blanking so hard right now because
I know the joys of YouTube. Najee Harris. Yeah,
Najee Harris. So you draft Najee Harris last year or 2 years ago because that was also the Travis Etienne draft. But
I can see them
an underrated pick here. Build protection around Kenny Pickett. Take a Broderick Jones.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
If you want to say Kenny Pickett's your guy.
Yep.
And I'm going Broderick Jones. And now back to the Lions.
Back to the Lions.
This is one of those teams where it's like, do you keep going defense? Do you go offense? Give Jared Goff some weapons.
Well, and like they have weapons. He just
needs to utilize them more.
Yeah. Honestly, it wouldn't shock me if they went Zay Flowers here.
Zay Flowers over Jordan Addison?
Oh, I forgot we still have Addison on the board here.
Yeah.
Or you know what? They got rid of Hawkinson's last year.
That is true. That's true. You traded him to
Minnesota. This might be a good time.
That might be an underrated pick.
I think they go tight end. Now I've talked myself into it.
I'll be I'm always on the Detroit bandwagon.
Okay, cool.
Hence, I bought a Stafford jersey from Detroit.
All right, so here's this. You know what? Let's just skip this.
I'll take this pick.
Okay, here let's draft a long snapper here in the first round.
God. Heck no.
Maybe Michael Turk's a name. Jake Moody out of Michigan in the first round.
Michael Turk's a name you can see later on in the late rounds. But this is the pick I've been so confused about for Tampa because it's 19. I have no clue what they're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
No clue. Me personally, Rachaad White said it best. Imagine him and Bijan Robinson together.
Yeah.
But you don't take running backs in the first round, is what I was always told. So there's been rumors Nolan Smith. Brian, I'd be okay with Nolan Smith or Brian Branch.
Yeah.
Either Nolan Smith, Brian Branch, hell, even Deonte Banks from Maryland, or because you don't need wide receiver. You have a stacked wide receiver core. I'll argue that any day.
Yep. No
quarterback. You do have Trask and Mayfield. But I've been saying Trask's the guy for a couple years now, so I'm going Trask. Running back Bijan Robinson is there.
I don't see going. Yeah.
But this is like I've been thinking either Nolan Smith, Ryan Branch, or I dig a little deeper. Ryan Brescia out of Clemson.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want to be a little biased here, but
I
but
think
I
you are
know
being a little biased
Brescia,
here, Anthony.
a little biased, but Brescia, he is a good lineman.
Mhm.
He's a great lineman. Watched him at Clemson. He does just have some minor health issues, but I'm going Nolan Smith.
Okay. You're going
If
Nolan.
Brescia's there in the second round,
Yep.
I'm gonna go with Brescia. But you can't pass up Nolan Smith. You
Yep.
just can't.
No, I agree. All right, Nolan Smith, you are drafted. Okay.
And I'd be 100% okay with that.
Yeah, no, totally, as you should be. All right, we got the Seahawks here at 20.
I think we can agree with this. Jordan Addison. Or
I don't agree with that.
oh, you don't? Oh.
No, I think they like because they got Metcalf, they got Lockett,
Yeah.
and then I'm forgetting their third wide receiver who's underrated. But
One of them, yeah.
I know I actually think Seattle likes what they have in their wide receiving core.
I don't know where they're digging with running back, but
well, they got to stay healthy. But I think they
that's another factual point. You got to stay healthy.
But for that same reason, I don't think that's one of the reasons you don't take a running back in the first round, right?
Like look at Todd Gurley.
Yeah, well, don't remind me. Oh, I'm still sad. I honestly think they like Pete Carroll and Seattle. They would like to just bolster that D line here.
Yeah.
So I think Kancey out of Pittsburgh is good for them.
That's a great pick.
Even
though we disagreed on the wide receiver, but
yeah, that's fair.
I think this is where you see a receiver.
Yeah.
And the reason is I'm going Jordan Addison. Stay in Cali.
Yep.
Played at USC. LA's right down the road, I think, or up the road.
Yeah, they're close. Yep.
Right near each other. Stay in LA. You know the area. You know the team well. Take Jordan Addison.
I agree with the pick. I think if they're not going to do it, they would go corner here, like with the Banks.
Yeah. But I'm saying Jordan Addison.
All right, drafted.
If he's there, like, and now obviously Baltimore doesn't need a wide receiver. Here's my thing.
Yeah.
If you're Baltimore, what the heck are you doing? You just signed Odell to a 1-year, $18 or $20 million contract, but you won't sign Lamar. And I don't think Lamar's worth that money because he can't finish out a season. So
the Baltimore Ravens are one of the most fascinating teams in the NFL for so many reasons. But I agree with you. I don't think they take a wide receiver here.
No. I think you could see them. You could see them dig deep, do protection, do
tight end. Build their trenches.
Oh yeah, so I'm thinking Osiris Torrance, or
I don't know Darnell
Wright.
I think that.
Yeah, Darnell Wright. I didn't see him at first.
Yeah. All right.
Drafted. He's another underrated. Offensive lineman.
For sure.
Now you got Minnesota, one of those other interesting teams where it's like you don't know what's going on with them. You don't know, like they could do one thing, mean another, etc., vice versa, But you don't need running back. You have Dalvin Cook.
Here's the thing. I've heard that it's just rumors that Dalvin Cook is on the trade block.
That's what I've also heard. I heard many times from Alex and Leon. Dalvin Cook to Miami. Miami's stacked. I'll agree. I'll say that. But here's my thing. You take best available here.
Mm-hmm.
That's either Deontay Banks, or you've been saying don't take running back in the first round. I could see a Bijan Robinson going to Minnesota. Just imagine the Dalvin Cook and Bijan Robinson backfield.
Yeah, I don't know. I only think that happens if the Vikings in fact trade Cook, just to save some cap space. But yeah, I don't know. I think they take Banks here.
Yeah, it's one of the if those players are there, that's the thing.
Yeah,
I'll
be honest. Like the past 10 picks, Banks has been in the card for me, and so the fact that he's fallen this far, I think, bam, drafted.
Oh gosh, Jacksonville.
What do the Jaguars do?
I mean, look at Jacksonville coming off the year they just had.
Right?
Trevor Lawrence has stepped up to expectations. Told everyone. Travis Etienne, another one. Told you so. Mm-hmm. You got numerous amounts of wide receivers. You got Ridley, drawing blanks here, but you got really Zay Flowers. You got a lot on offense, but this is a pick. I think you bolster your defense. I think you bolster your defense here, and you recuperate the Clemson brothers and take Brian Bresee here.
Okay, yeah, I'd agree with that. Drafted. All right,
the New York Football Giants. I mean, you have Saquon, but
they're not taking
going to get hurt.
Oh, I think they just gave him all that money. I think you got to take something that. I could see them taking like this.
I see them taking offense.
Yeah, like Osiris.
Maybe build around Jones, or you give Daniel Jones another weapon.
They really don't have the best weapons for him.
But I'm going to go. I think we're going to go. I think this is where Osiris Torrance goes.
Yeah, I'm between him and Zay Flowers, but I think Torrance.
But Zay Flowers is a late first round, day 2 kind of guy.
Well, it is late first round now.
Yeah.
We
are at 25.
Yeah, I'd go Torrance. Yeah, drafted.
The Dallas Cowboys that ruined
Dallas Cowboys. They just got rid of Zeke.
John Robinson is right there.
They tagged Pollard.
Do you take a Bijan Robinson, or do you take a Brian Branch?
Man, the Cowboys.
Or do you go Zay Flowers?
Like the Cowboys really just need a new coach.
I agree.
But I think they would take Brian Branch here, given these players.
Yeah. Given the players out of all three, I'm gonna agree Brian Branch.
Okay. Drafted. Bam.
Who's the Buffalo? Gosh.
Hey. Bijan Robinson is legit.
That's what I'm saying. Bijan Robinson is still here. Buffalo takes a risk and goes Bijan Robinson.
You know what? For all the
it's Buffalo, for crying out loud. Like, for all the grief we do give them.
Yeah. There's all the rumors of them trading for Austin Eckler or for Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
But if you don't have to trade for any of those guys and get your own, stud rookie running back late in the first round that you can have for 5 years on a cheap deal.
Or 6 years.
Yeah.
If they stay healthy.
Yeah. Bam. Drafted.
Cincy, Frankie's team.
Ooh, the Bengals.
And I think we both can agree here. I think this is where Dalton Kincaid goes.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Because they did just lose their tight end.
Yeah.
I mean, Keely Ringo's a late first round, day 2 kind of guy.
My only Burrow's still getting beat up, but
yeah.
So
but there's no other offensive lineman there that's besides Anton Harrison.
I think you're right though. After thinking about it, I think you're right.
I think you take Kincaid.
Yeah.
I would say Kincaid there.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. Drafted.
God, the Saints.
The
The team I hate.
Saints.
The team I
What-
aspire the most.
What are they going to do? They got Derek Carr.
Painful.
And you know what? Okay, I know you're not the biggest fan of the Saints, but
No,
the Saints
I'm not.
do
But
have talent. They do have
but
talent.
for this reason, best available. You see, Mozzie Smith,
I agree.
and I agree. Mozzie Smith out of Michigan.
Drafted. Okay.
Back to the Eagles.
Yeah.
I think this is where, call me crazy again. Call me crazy again. You go risky here. You give Jalen Hurts another weapon.
Really? Even though they already have like Smith and Brown.
You need a third slot receiver.
Okay. All right. So you're thinking
I'm going Zay Flowers. I'm going
All
Zay
right.
Flowers.
Zay Flowers, you are a first round draft pick. Bam, drafted.
Now you get to end it all out. There's another, because you got names like Keely Ringo, Anton Harrison.
Yep.
I haven't really heard about Will McDonald.
They just lost Chuck Clark.
No, Frank Clark.
Frank Clark. So Chuck Clark is different.
Yeah.
They just lost Frank Clark,
the edge rusher.
Do you think they go Will McDonald here to help replace that production?
I mean, if he's there, that's a possibility. But I feel like if he's there, or you can go there, it's either or. You go Will McDonald or Anton Harrison. You give either Mahomes more protection, or you go Will McDonald.
You know what? I think they lean with giving Mahomes more protection
because Mahomes did have more ankle issues last year.
Yeah, and the reality is they got to keep him upright.
Yeah,
because that teams without Mahomes is just not good.
That teams without Mahomes is
Okay, so before we make this pick, I wanted to explore one thing: what quarterbacks are available? Because remember,
you got Hooker, who's going to be there day 2. Never heard of Tannick McKee.
But think of it: if you want to secure your backup quarterback position, and you like Hooker or McKee,
I mean, what other quarterbacks besides Cunningham?
I don't know. I think there's an argument for Kansas City to draft maybe not the first round. You're right.
If he's there day 2 or day 3.
Yeah. Okay. You're right. Okay.
I'm agreeing. I'm gonna say give Mahomes more protection.
Okay. Anton Harris drafted.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah. Pittsburgh has a 32nd.
Do they?
I thought there was only 31 picks this year.
That's what I thought too, but apparently, according to this mock draft, Pittsburgh has.
I mean, let's do it. What the heck?
Okay.
I mean, you go. It pains me to say this. The diehard Clemson fan here, but going Georgia. Yeah, I think you take Keely Ringo.
Yeah, I agree. Drafted. Bam.
And then hit save.
Let me take a look here. So this is our big board here. This is pretty cool, man.
Yeah. We typically use also the Draft Network where it shows which grade you give.
Yeah.
We're good with this one. We'll be making a lot more mock drafts coming up soon on the podcast. Wednesday, possibility with another Tampa host, and then strolling into the week, next week, then draft week. We're going to be making drafts left and right. But thank you once again, Payo, for coming on. It's a pleasure always having you. We'll get more collabs in soon. Maybe some more content creators. I got some Bucks fans over here. Still reaching out to some Raider fans, maybe some Eagle fans. Trying to get the whole list of 32 teams. But that'll do it for this episode. I just want to say thank you to the men and women who serve in the armed forces. And also thank you for watching. Don't forget, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. If you agree with us, if we're crazy for taking some of these people where they're taken. I love constructive criticism. And, just let us know what you agree with, what you don't agree with. But once again, that'll do it for today. And leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe.